Live from 42nd and 2nd. This is New York's very own PIX 11 Morning News.
Happening today, people from all over the world will be walking out of work and school as part of a global climate strike.
Yeah, and it's all inspired by a 16-year-old Swedish activist that will demand action to save the planet. Hundreds of thousands from close to 140 countries are also participating. New York City students will be out in Foley Square this afternoon.
Just look at the people gathered on your screen there.
Wow.
Kirsten Cole is live out there right now with a child mental health expert weighing in on how parents can do their part to support their children in all of this. Good morning, Kirsten.
Yeah, good morning to you, Craig and Betty. It's a lot as parents that we have to sort of take into account when it comes to our own kids. What level should they be participating? How anxious should we all be about climate change? It's very real. It's backed up by science, but how much does it impact our children? To break it all down, we brought in a pediatric health expert in advance of the march today, Dr. Roseann Capanna-Hodge. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
The eco-anxiety is an actual thing, you're saying?
Yeah, so, eco-anxiety is when a child or any individual has excessive concerns about climate catastrophe, everything from, fires and floods, any changes in our environment that cause stress for a child or a person.
And so we're talking about thousands of kids protesting. They're going to be right here today. We're going to see them marching through the streets of New York City. Do kids have a fear of missing out? Should every kid be in the protest?
I don't think every kid should be in the protest. I think it's an incredible thing to have activism, but some children are frightened by the climate changes, and also some children are more sensitive. So parents need to use their own judgment about what is best for their child and whether they should participate or not.
I think about seeing Greta Thunberg and how she's such an incredible rock star in all of this. Do kids sometimes hold themselves to a higher standard and think, geez, I should be doing as much as she is?
Absolutely. I mean, how can she not be inspiring? Of course she is. But there's a lot of pressure on kids today and teens to be a rock star, and not everybody is, and they can be the best version of themselves. But what it's leading to is a lot of pressure to just be perfect, which creates a lot of anxiety.
So when we come up with eco-anxiety that we've talked about before, how do you identify a child that could be impacted by this so that you know if your child might be taking it to a level that's unhealthy?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. So children that already are a little on the anxious side or overly sensitive might be more impacted. So when should we worry when a kid is going to the extreme with concerns about what is going on in our environment?
We've been talking about even OCD.
Yes, absolutely. So when somebody is spending an excessive amount of time worrying about this, that is in itself an issue, and so there's levels of anxiety. So there's anxiety where it doesn't interfere with your daily functioning, but when it does, that can become a clinical issue and be generalized anxiety. But when it's OCD, somebody is spending an hour or more a day having obsessive thinking and worry about the environment.
And we also have to think about age appropriate. We want to nuggetize information. What's right for a 7-year-old isn't right for a 17-year-old.
So important. So any topic that is sensitive, parents want to use developmentally appropriate language. They want to speak to their child in a way that they know best. Only parents know how to best speak to their child.
We want to assure that they're going to be safe.
Absolutely. Safety assurances are critical. Parents need to assure their children that they are safe no matter what the issue is, and they need a lot of TLC, and they also need to check in with their children about how they feel.
Treatment if your child is being impacted by this. Dr. Roseann Capanna-Hodge, thank you so much for being with us. It brings a lot of information that we have to digest as parents, making sure that it's the right thing specifically for our own children. Thousands expected to descend upon Foley Square in just a couple of hours. I'm Kirsten Cole, PIX 11 News. Back to you.